Hi, everyone. It's Diane Willock, a customer success coach here at Supermums in the US. And I'm joined again by Maria Stanford, customer success coach in the UK. And I want to welcome everybody here today. We are going to be talking about consultancy skills, and in particular, what's the value of doing a consultancy skills course, such as the one that Supermums has, versus doing a self-study for your business analysis certification. So I don't know, Maria, if you want to talk a little bit about maybe some good points about having that specific structured program and why you'd want to do that versus going it alone.
Yeah, I think for me personally, and I think probably for yourself as well, Diane, certainly when I was retraining, I kind of got stuck in on that practical straight away. So for example, we're both certified coaches and I started coaching. So when I was doing my learning, that's exactly what I just went out and done. And I think, when you've got that self-study, although you're still learning that, and you actually might be able to go and sit an exam at the end of that based on what you've learned, there's no way of you being able to implement that learning at the time.
Right.
So when it actually then comes to that real life situation, especially with consultancy, where perhaps you're then implementing a project or working on a project and you've got all of the competencies, but you haven't got the experience or you haven't tested those skills, it can leave you, I think, lacking with a bit of confidence, which is what I certainly hear. I don't know about you, Diane, but certainly confidence is one of those things that having those practical output actually really does help with.
I agree. I think having a little bit of that structure and also being able to ask questions. You don't get that if you're doing self-study. You might be stuck at a particular point, or you might have a situation that you're thinking about in your mind. Perhaps you're doing some business analysis right now, but you have a particular situation according to your role and function. And you really want to ask questions of other people that have been in your situation or in your situation. So you get that chance when you're in a structured course to be able to ask questions to others, to your peers, and to also in reference to our course, to Heather. Heather has had lots of experience in this area in particular. So she brings her knowledge to everybody in the course. And I just think that's a valuable resource to be able to ask about her experiences and what she has done. And for her to be able to offer that advice to individuals in this course is just, invaluable in my mind.
Absolutely. And I think when you've got somebody like Heather, who has kind of delivered over 700 projects, you've learned the hard way, haven't you? You know what works, what don't work and what doesn't work, you know what questions to ask. And that's why, those scripts that we offer as part of the consultancy are so important to actually really get to the nitty-gritty of what that project might look like, but also to kind of draw out all of that information. And I think, going back to what you were saying, Diane, about the cohorts, so when you're self-studying, you're very much isolated, aren't you? And you kind of, you're trying to work things out yourself. Is this right? Is this not? So not only, as part of the consultancy skills course, do you get the live mentoring with somebody like Heather, who's got all of that experience, but you're actually in a really kind of intimate cohort where all those people are at different stages in their Salesforce career. And you're all inputting, you're all actually working together collectively in those live sessions to be able to troubleshoot and find solutions between you. So it is about building those connections, isn't it, as well?
Right. I think so too. You're instantly networked into, like individuals like yourself going through the different experience. You can ask them what they've been through. And we see that all the time, don't we? We see from our alums all the time that are asking others within our network community, hey, have you ever encountered this? What have you done in this type of situation? So when you're going it alone, yes, you can try to join specific groups and you can try to, as much as possible, network within your Salesforce community. But there's nothing quite like having, that class of cohorts that are all going through this experience together. You build, I think, a better relationship with them. You feel more comfortable comfortable reaching out to them because you know them. And you just learn about their job, their roles, their responsibilities. And, it just gives you kind of that added knowledge that you might need and confidence that you might need to move forward in your particular role. So, and I think you mentioned also about the scripts. I think those are invaluable too. The scripts that Heather has provided for everybody within this course, and it's based on what she's gone through and her experiences, asking the right questions. Really being able to, dig further into the requirements of your project that you're doing. That is really important. And, she has scripts and tools and materials that she provides for individuals in this consultancy course that you can use and you can take into your, into your organization, into your, into your business analysis role. So I think that's important too. You don't get those, you don't get that material. You don't get those scripts from just doing the self-study on your own.
No, definitely. I totally agree. And I mean, I think as coaches, we definitely love the word accountability.
Right.
And that can be hard when you're self-studying, because you do have to be really strict with yourself and have those goals set out, don't you? But actually, when you're part of a cohort
Right.
or you're part of a structured program, that accountability is built in.
It keeps you more focused, right? And you feel like you have an obligation. You have an obligation to others too. You see others that are doing it and going through it, and you feel more obligated. I think that works. That's motivation to keep you focused and to keep you on track, for sure. So, and I think as a coach too, we love giving individuals tools, like I said, to use and practical tools to use. So that's what I love about this course too, is it's really giving individuals those practical tools. We're not just talking to you. We're not just, giving you that information verbally, but you're actually getting tools that you can take and use after you've, finished the course.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the nice thing about this as well is that you are working towards, a number of certifications at the end, aren't you, as well?
Right.
So you are working, you're taking those steps towards the business analysis, and that will need a bit more work and trailhead work at the end to go for that. But the course actually includes 2 prep days, doesn't it, for Sales Cloud and Service Cloud?
Right.
And those are actually, they're official trailhead
Academy
days.
Right. Those are courses that are actually instructor led, live courses. And we actually give you access to those for the Service Cloud and the Sales Cloud. And those are normally, Salesforce charges $900 for these courses, and you don't get anything. You don't get access to the material after that course. It's really intense. It's a very intense dive into those certifications for you to be able to prep for those. So we give you that access for free. If you are part of the consultancy course, we give you access for free to that, as well as you also get access to Focus on Force too, as part of this course. So those are kind of more not as intense as those cert days, but you can prepare for exams through there. So whatever exam you're looking to prepare for, we do give you access to that Focus on Force too. So it's really, a great value as part of the consultancy course to get access to that.
Yeah, definitely. They're all great tools, aren't they, to be able to help you then go and take those next steps. And I don't know about for you, Diane, but certainly the word that's kind of been used quite a lot this week when I've been speaking to people is confidence. One of the reasons why they're taking the consultancy skills is because, they want to have that coaching element to be able to go and coach and communicate and do all of those things in that environment, but to also help build that confidence within either that admin role or actually just that project management and business analysis area.
Right. I think that's key. You get that one-on-one coaching. So, and you can use that in any of your roles. We talk about this all the time, consultancy skills and learning those skills, business analysis skills, project management skills. Those can be used in any role that you're in. I mean, oftentimes if you're a Salesforce admin and you're in a solo admin role, these are the skills that are going to help you to understand a little bit more of, where the organization, where your stakeholders are coming from. So, and it builds confidence. So anybody can utilize these skills. skills. And in particular, it's interesting, the confidence. I actually just spoke to somebody that was doing some business analysis, but not feeling very confident in his role, and felt like he needed some more of that one-on-one coaching to build up that confidence. So you can even be doing this right now in your current role, but you just don't feel like you have that confidence. So, utilizing the coaching skills that you get within the consultancy course is really going to help you out. So, and we had a question actually pop up, so I want to make sure we get to it before we move on. And that is, do you recommend taking this course before applying for your first Salesforce job? Well, that's an interesting one. I can answer that, but what are your thoughts on that, Maria?
So I think, certainly for our September admin cohort, there are people that are going to join us in September that have already added the consultancy skills course on as an additional bolt on. So, I do think that you can, because it's such great sort of skills to be able to have, not just for admin and not just kind of for consultant. I think you can actually do that prior to landing your Salesforce role if you want to boost that confidence. So if you want to have a more rounded skill set where you can actually go in as a solo admin, for example, and confidently deliver those projects and look at that business analysis and effectively communicate, then I think, yes, I would definitely say go for it if you can. But on the other side of that, if you're already in a Salesforce role, this might kind of just be a booster. It might just, as I say, a bolt on to just kind of get another skill set, another string to add to your bow to be able to kind of really go and, look at that project and go, actually, what would I do here? The health org check. If you're kind of going into a new role, for example, and you can actually demonstrate that you can do a health org check, that's really impressive, isn't it? Because you're going to start making and implementing those changes really kind of straight away and making an impact. So I think it can be either. I think, you don't necessarily have to be in a role, but it's going to help if you are in a role. So what do you think, Diane?
Yeah. And I think coming from the standpoint of the question of like, okay, if you're considering, you're taking the admin course, do you feel like you should take that consultancy course added on to that before, you're going into your first role? I think it can only help. It obviously can't hurt you to add on those extra skills. Yes, it's not necessary. Plenty of people go, from the Salesforce admin course and get into their first role in Salesforce. But as Maria was, had mentioned, if you are going into a role or you're looking at Salesforce admin roles where you're going to be the solo admin, having those skills can be invaluable to you, learning more about, project management processes and being able to implement that Salesforce in that organization and understanding it from, the customization standpoint of that system. It would be really helpful. It just, it's important to find your niche. When you're looking at your Salesforce role, what do you enjoy doing? So think about that too as well. What type of roles and responsibilities would you enjoy doing as a Salesforce admin? And that might give you an indication what, really I could add on some of these consultancy skills and I'm going to make myself, look at, like a better candidate. You'll be more and more attractive candidate to organizations, realizing that you have those skills. So it's up to you. Yes, it may not be necessary, but it can only help you to add those on. So,
yeah. And do you think, Diane, because I know, again, I kind of get feedback from both sides, really, kind of when you might go in with a group of admins, so where you might have a team of admins, you might not get that exposure to project management. You might actually be dealing with daily cases, for example, and actually not get exposure to those other areas because they're being dealt with by other admins within the team. So actually, if you're looking to go for that next promotion or, and you haven't had that exposure, this is a really good way, isn't it, to be able to kind of really know and build that confidence and know what you're talking about if you want to go into a role where that is being covered more, but you actually haven't had that exposure hands-on.
Right, exactly. You might not get that experience if you're on team. So the way to gain that experience is doing something like that course so that, you can gain that experience. And that's another thing you can add to your toolkit. Make sure to, when you're thinking about that next step in your organization, your promotion, you can really show what you've learned and what you're able to do, and have more confidence in, taking on some more responsibilities. And again, creating your niche. It's all about creating your niche within that Salesforce ecosystem. So I think this is very helpful for that as well.
Yeah, definitely. Would totally agree. Some great skills, aren't there, that come off the back of the course. And as you say, kind of Heather's experience is gold, really, isn't it? You kind of don't get that really in any other setting with somebody that's had that much exposure.
Yeah, imagine having access to someone, someone with her, one-on-one. I mean, that's really a dream. People do that. They like to have, these great mentors, and they talk about great mentors that they've had throughout their life. And really, Heather is one of those mentors that, we look up to in the Salesforce community and the ecosystem. She's been through a lot. She's a great experience. And, she can really pass that along to you. And it's real. I think that's invaluable. I do. It's someone that, you don't normally have access to somebody like that for a one-on-one consult. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good 12 weeks, isn't it, of really great insight. So, as you say, invaluable, definitely.
Right. Good. And yeah, so just a reminder, we do have our consultancy class that's coming up in October, starts in October. And if anybody is at that situation where they feel like, these skills would benefit them in their situation, if you're a Salesforce admin, you're thinking about adding on those business analysis skills, we do still, I think till, I'm not sure what time, we have our 50% off our consultancy skills course. It's ending today. So time is of the essence today. Definitely visit supermums.org or reach out. You can book an appointment with Maria, myself, or just reach out via email to us, Diane@supermums.org, Maria@supermums.org, if you're really interested in getting in on it today. Otherwise, you still will have time to sign up for that consultancy course starting in October. But you can always reach out to us if you have any other questions about our courses, about a Salesforce career, what would be a good path for you. We're happy to talk to anybody about that. We enjoy doing that. We're coaches. We like to talk one-on-one with individuals and help them out. Our job is to help you find your fit within that Salesforce ecosystem. So that's what we love to do. So definitely reach out.
Very, very informal, isn't it? Very informal chat. So even if you just wanted to reach out to us via LinkedIn and just drop a message to ask a question, anything like that, then obviously Diane and I are both accessible to be able to answer any questions.
Yep, that's perfect. Yep, you can reach out to us on here as well on LinkedIn. Perfect. I think that's it. I don't think we have any other questions, but again, we're open to questions after the broadcast has ended. We'll be joined again. We'll be doing this again next week. So we look forward to coming back next week and talking to everybody then. So again, feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and have a good rest of the day.
Thanks, Diane.
Thank you, Maria.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.